especially the LC1s and 2. Mr. Mlekwa, good to have you and Happy New Year's.
Thank you. Happy New Year and good evening.
Good to see you. Now,
Thank you.
We last talked on the election night when we were tallying the votes and all that. But I want to understand, what does the Electoral Commission calendar look like? Because at times we assume that Electoral Commission is only active in the election day or in the election year. What is the calendar like for now?
Yeah, Mr. Shamaga, you're right. Most people and most Ugandans think like that. But like now, I will tell you, behind that office, we are busy working on the strategic plan and roadmap for the next general elections.
2026?
2026.
Okay.
Because after the general elections, because we started immediately after the general elections, we collect data, and this data comes from reports of those elections, the observer reports. We also went around the country. We conducted a review or the perception all the way the stakeholders saw it from their point of view, the conduct of the 2021 general elections. So they have given us all these views. Now, these ones form background for us. Because where they say, here you did not do well. So we sit down and say, how do we do better? Say, here you did well, but you need to improve. Even where they say we did well, definitely we know there is always room for improvement.
Improvement, yes.
So we look at all those. Like now we also have decisions from high courts, from people who went to court because they are not satisfied with the results.
And they petition.
So we look at all these. So right now we are busy trying to draft that document.
Wow.
Once we complete, we shall go public.
Then you can move. That is interesting. So you're organizing the women's councils and committee elections from the village levels to the national level. Take us through this. How is it going to be done? And from the first units, if you could break it down from the units approach there.
Before I talk about the women councils, maybe we need to talk about, like you introduced, because in 2018, when we conducted the women councils elections together with local council 1 and 2, we had a number of challenges.
True. Some
of these included citizens saying, we don't know that village. That's not the name of our village. No, you have put our village in the wrong parish.
Oh, yeah.
No, there is an issue on boundary, and there are so many of similar issues. So this time around, we have sought to plan better and conduct better the women councils and committees elections. We have gone to the community. Starting today, we are in the communities so that they confirm that, yes, we know that village is our village. And that village is placed in this parish. This parish is in this sub-county.
So there is an aspect of inclusion.
Yes.
Nice.
So that the community participates, telling us, because these ones have a bearing on the general elections as well.
That's
not
true.
Only on women councils, because the location of your polling station has a bearing on the location of your village.
True.
Because it has to be located within your parish. So if we don't place the village well in a given parish,
then you've denied me the right to vote.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, but for now, we are doing this so that we respond to issues that we met when we did in 2018, the local council 1 and women council and committees elections. So that activity has started today. We're in the community for 10 days.
Wow.
To interact with them so that they're able to brief us. Now, at the end of the day, we expect to come out with an agreed on list of villages, parishes, and sub-county in their respective order for the whole country. So, and this should help all stakeholders in the country.
So the Electoral Commission teams, are they at the parish level or are they in the villages?
They are sub-county. They are in meetings
at the sub-county.
In all sub-counties from today.
That makes sense. So let's talk about the administrative unit, because some people, in my introduction, I said the administrative units had issues and there were a lot of clashes there. If you could break it down, what the administrative unit is in this context.
And why we are cleaning this, because now there's a difference between administrative units and local governments. By law, administrative units means local council 1 and 2.
And 2.
Local governments start from sub-county level. That's local council 3 up to district level, and the city councils. So, admin units, LOC1, LC2. And you have known under there, government thinks the local council one can still carry out some, you know,
activities and administrative roles
that would help to resolve conflicts at that level. And I think these ones were also trained for that. And they want to empower them more. Now, even when you look at the recently launched parish development model, these are the leaders that should be able
to trickle it down
to help government in mobilizing the people to do that, in leading by example in terms of building these. So it becomes very important when we align these units to help us conduct better women councils and committees elections, conduct better local council 1 and 2 elections, and also to conduct better the general elections, because we shall have aligned the villages. Therefore, we have aligned the polling stations.
Okay. So this verification exercise is currently going on at the sub-county levels and trickling down. It's going to take 10 days.
10 days.
What is the intent behind it as a whole? Inclusion and participation is one of those you've alluded to.
Yes.
But there could be even other more bigger perspectives possibly we're missing out here.
Of course, we are answering the problems we met.
In 2018?
In 2018.
Correct.
We want, by the time we go out for women council elections, there is no contention on any village. The community has agreed with us. The same list, I'm sure, should be in the Ministry of Local Government. The same list should be with the Chief Administrator at the district level. The same list should be able to be in the Ministry of Finance, because remember, government pays those leaders at that level. So it will be important. It will be a list that should be able to help government to harmonize what is the size of their admin units. Therefore, what do we expect in terms of planning? If they want to facilitate leaders at that level, you can easily plan with certainty because you know them.
Oh, yeah. Is this legal? Is it being operated under the legal framework? Because, you know, Ugandans, we will always assume and have assumptions. Does this fall under this verification exercise? Does it follow under a particular legal framework we can possibly run with?
Creation of admin units is a legal procedure. And it's proposed from the grassroots up to the Minister of Local Government. The law gives the Minister of Local Government authority to create a village, to create a parish, to create a sub-county. While a district and a county, the authority is with Parliament.
Oh, yeah.
So because they create them, so even us in verifying this, we want to look at those villages that have been legally created by the Ministry of Local Government in line with the Constitution and Local Government Act. So if there is a village which the community raises up and say, no, our village is called this, the question is, and that's the question we're asking them from today, do you have an instrument, a legal instrument that created
to activate this?
If there is no instrument, we shall contact the Minister of Local Government. Did you create this village? If you did, where is the legal instrument? So it's within the law. Because if it is not in the law, we cannot even conduct elections.
Yes, it won't be legal. In these consultative meetings that are currently going on, who are the kind of people we're having in this meeting? Are we all allowed to go at the sub-county level and be part of this? Or there are particular hierarchy of leaders you're having and different thought leaders from the grassroots?
Of course, at that level, there are what you may call local government leaders, opinion leaders. But even an ordinary citizens
can go
and the meetings at sub-county. Yeah, maybe you want to know actually what is my village, what is my parish. You are free to go there because these are open meetings. Because all this is to get as much information
as you can,
correct information as we can, so that we're able to clean up that list and it should be able to help us.
I love
so we have the LOC3 people there, leaders. We have the sub-county chiefs who are from local governments. And we have the leaders of the women councils, the youth, the persons with disability. All these are attending because it's important for them to know. Because all those have councils and committees. which come from village up to national level.
Yeah.
So it's important for them to attend.
You've hinted on something that's very critical here, where you can find correct information. Does the Electoral Commission have challenges when it gets to information disparities at times, especially in communication on the grassroots?
Yeah, it's possible because of the law. Even now, before I went there, we made contacts with the districts to ask them what are the lists of villages you have. You find that there is a village, and in the community, when they sit at parish level and propose creation of a village, for them they begin to call it so.
Oh.
So you find for them they know it's already a village.
Yet it's
But
not
to
legal.
us, until the Minister of Local Government issues an instrument, it's not a village.
Oh.
It's a proposal to create. So we have had some of those disparities.
Yes.
And some of them percolate up to district level. You find that district there is a list of villages, but you find some are proposed villages.
But they're not legally
Created by the minister.
Wow.
Now, our interest is to know those that are legally created, and we sort them from those that are not legally created. Because we're interested in the legally created villages to conduct elections.
Well, if you're watching this today, right here on NTV, just so you know that the Electoral Commission has set out a nationwide verification exercise of the administrative units with field work scheduled for 10 days, which starts today, 17th to 26th of March 2022. So go at your sub-county. These conversations are going on. Be a part of these conversations, and we get to know how you can actually participate, but not only that, you getting the right information. Mr. Mleko, what are some of the materials to be used during the administrative units, and if that's the case, how are the Electoral Commission agents wearing? Because during elections we know they're having the kind of aprons and all that, or some white and the logo and all. In this verification exercise, what identifies them while they come to our locations?
In this one, they don't have the uniforms, but they will be carrying our materials, which should be able to identify them. We have given them lists of villages which the community or the meeting should go through. We have also given them a list of villages which currently we are questioning their legality.
Oh, these are the ones you alluded to earlier on.
Yes.
Proposed but not verified.
Right. So when they go with these two lists, so the community should be able to confirm. And our confirmation is, do you know it? Yes. Is it legally created? Yes. So we put on a list. This one, we don't know this village in our community. We don't have it. Yeah, your list, you have 5 villages, but for us, we know 4. So we also have a form where our official will write that village, because the community does not know it. So that eventually we remove it. Then if there is a village they raise, they say, for us we have 5 villages here, but your list has 4. So what is the 5th village? They will give us a name. Then we shall follow up with them. Is this legally created? If they think it's legal, eventually we shall end with the Minister of Local Government. Because the local community, at times, they don't have the instrument. But we believe at district level they should have an instrument. But still we shall do our due diligence and follow up with the Ministry of Local Government to confirm that all the villages are duly created by law.
In this case, the proposed villages that are, at the proposal stage, does the Electoral Commission in one way or the other help guide the locals or the villages on the procedures? Because they could be drumming for this particular village, which is just a proposal, and some councillors are a little bit not informed, for lack of a better word, and they'll just keep drumming for, because they promised this maybe in some of their manifestos.
Not yet legal.
Yes, and just to guide them on the legal kind of dynamics there.
Actually, this exercise is going to help them.
Nice.
Now they will get to know which are the legally created villages, which are the proposed, and then for the proposed, we shall guide them. How, if they want it verified, created, how do you go? What are the processes? Because briefly, the process is that if a parish proposes the creation of a new village, it should be able to go to the sub-county council. If the sub-county council finds it fit they also approve with the minutes and forward to the district council. If the district council finds it fit to create it, they forward it to the minister as a proposal.
Yes.
Now,
All that stage, it's proposal.
proposals.
Nice.
When it reaches the minister, it's the minister with the power, the minister of local government. If the minister is convinced by the proposals from the district council, he issues an instrument creating that village.
That village.
Yes.
And that process, the time takes how long?
Well, at times it depends on how long the councils meet. Because you can see it comes from parish,
Sub-county.
sub-county, district, until it comes to the minister.
Wow.
But once it is with the minister, I don't think it's like strong. Only that right now, before I went into election, I think there was a stop
And the creation of
the
villages.
creation. Because we also needed to plan.
Oh.
Because if you create it today and you want that village included, but also I think the public needs to know that currently, if you create even a district now, even if Parliament passed a new district now, we would not conduct an election there for chairperson until the next general elections.
So that village has a vacuum in terms of administrative
Yeah,
units.
it has to, because it is a proposal.
Oh.
So the law says when you create, it becomes effective
After being verified.
with the next general election. Like today, if a minister of local government issued an instrument creating a village today, that village cannot participate in these women council elections.